This is the Goblin Mode meal plan, for fuck's sake. Just for some context, I am an online personal trainer, and the reason that I've made this is that I've taken on a client that goes on social nights quite regularly. To be fair, that's a lot of people. I don't, because I have no friends, and I wanted to give like a visual of what it might look like to go on a good night out while still getting in decent calories and a decent amount of protein, less than 200 calories and over 120 grams of protein actually, which is insane for what I'm about to show you. So that hypothetically, even if you were to do this very, very regularly, you would still lose fat and make progress, or at least most people would. Some people need less calories and it becomes a bit less realistic then. See, if you look here, I do stuff like this for people all the time because it's my fucking job, it's how I make money. And up until now, I'd never really had the idea of making a meal plan that was just as unhinged as this one. And while it started off as a bit of a joke, I actually think it's really useful to see how it might look to make better than average decisions on a night out while still enjoying yourself. For example, I've never once heard of anyone putting alcohol and a McFlurry into a fucking meal plan, which is one of the reasons I've labeled it Goblin Mode. I think where most people fall short when it comes to losing fat, if they want to fit into clothes and feel better about themselves again, is when they do have social nights out, they themselves just lose the run of themselves and they overeat and they get a pizza or a kebab, and instead of going over their calories by like a small amount where it doesn't really make a difference, they do the fucking dog on it and go way over, and they've essentially just ruined all their progress they worked hard on up until that week, and they get into this hamster wheel then of constantly putting in effort with calorie tracking and exercise to get results, but it never pays off because they keep ruining it when the social events comes up, because they don't know how to adapt their nutrition. So that's what this is going to teach you. This will work because I've designed it in a way that I can keep the calories down and the protein high. And if you don't know already, the key to making sure that you lose fat over time is by eating less calories than you burn off. It's not a tip, it's not a trick, it's literally the way that fat loss works. Whether you're on vegan diet, carnivore, keto, the only way that they work for fat loss is because they result in people eating less calories than they burn off. So if we can engineer that into a night out, the same thing will happen. It's just you probably won't feel as good because you've had a scatter of fucking pints. While the protein itself doesn't really speed up weight loss, it makes the process easier and makes sure that when you lose weight, most of that weight comes from fat and not from muscle. So it's also very important for that reason, alongside a couple of other less sexy reasons. It's involved in digestion in a couple of ways, but nobody cares about that. As I mentioned, the purpose of this is to show you what it looks like to have a day that's below average with nutrition, because maybe you just want to be a human for once and not have it throw you completely off track with your fat loss goals. Wouldn't that be ideal if you could have nights out like this every week or every second week and still make progress? Most people you see are all or nothing and either get nutrition right or fuck it beyond comprehension. So this will help you visualize what the middle ground is so that you don't ruin your progress and actually build long-term momentum and results with visible fat loss. What is this motion? First up, we have some calorie banking, which basically means that you're pushing breakfast back until later in the day and usually suppressing your appetite with something like a coffee. So I put a cappuccino in here for this reason, but you could have an Americano and save a few more calories. That's an extra, it's almost an extra vodka. I'll leave that up to you. Personally, I would rather wake up and have a cappuccino. This isn't any Starbucks coffee, keep in mind. If you're pulling the piss and having a fucking double XL sweatpants mocha, that's a fucking meal. It's not a coffee, so don't be a prick. The next one then is a Fit Foods meal. So we actually have these in our shops in Ireland. We're kind of blessed, to be honest, for high protein stuff because we have a lot of cows and a lot of meat, and so we get things like this. Look at this chicken curry, 49 grams of protein and 429 calories, and it's pretty fresh and tastes pretty good. And sure, you could make a meal yourself at home that has more veg in, and you cook it up and add things to make it taste nicer, but you've probably went way over calories and it probably doesn't have as much protein. And also, this is the Goblin Mode meal plan. It's not the fucking Usain Bolt meal plan. Below this now is where things really start to take a turn for the Goblin, and we bring in a a full pack of chicken breast tikka slice, chicken tikka breast slice, whatever the fuck you want to call them. So it's just a full pack of chicken, and you're basically just going to raw dog it, which means you open the packet and you just start eating the chicken out of the packet on your walk home from work, or once you get home, whatever you want. Point is, these require no cooking. You can buy them in most shops and you can just dog straight into them, and you get, what is this? 39 plus 21 is 60 grams of protein for zero cooking with two foods that taste absolutely amazing. Bit of a no-brainer to me. I'll go Goblin Mode any day for this stuff. And I think this is really useful because usually in situations like this, people would just get like a random sausage roll in a chipper, a deli on the way home, or they might get a croissant and a cookie and bring it back because they're just really peckish. But it is actually possible there for you to get in better protein than you usually would in most of the meals you make, and lower calories from just picking these grab and the go options. Grab and the go. My English is just not fucking working today. We're going to dial it up a bit here as we go down to the big pile of drinks. I want to show you a good example here of where you can make smart choices. The reason I put a full pint of Guinness there first is because I sometimes recommend people just start with their favourite drink so that they don't go into the night out feeling like they've missed out. You know, if you go in and you kind of limit yourself to just having just raw dog and vodka just because it has the lowest calories, it's kind of like it takes away the fun, especially when everyone else is getting drinks they enjoy. So I actually recommend starting off with one of your favourite drinks, provided it's not over like 250 calories, and after that bring in the smart choices. So 3 vodkas there on top of this, 291 calories. You can add a Coke Zero with them. That's your vodka and Coke. Most cocktails over 200 calories. Whiskey sour, the elite cocktail, 158 for most of them. Some of them are a small bit higher, really depends on the size. Point is, that's 5 drinks there for a very small amount of calories. Usually 5 drinks is 1,000 calories plus for most people. Get that into your fucking skull. At this point, you're probably walking home, maybe you're a bit wobbly, and you hop into McDonald's with your friends. Nobody hops into McDonald's. You fall into McDonald's with your friends. Everyone's getting chips. Don't bother with that shit. Not going to fill you up, and they have an absurd amount of calories for the amount of food you actually get. You either go down the route of getting the chicken tenders, or if you're like me and just have a haken for ice cream all the time, a Biscoff McFlurry. The mini one here specifically because it has 175 calories and some protein, believe it or not. And then a final snack of the day, because you'll probably want to eat something else the moment you come home if you don't fall straight asleep, is a cheese toastie. You cannot go wrong. Most of the times, I put in 17 grams of protein here, but most of the times these have over 20 grams of protein, because each slice of like regular sandwich bread has about 4 or 5 grams of protein each, and each slice of cheddar cheese has about 5 grams of protein. This is not using the fucking easy singles plasticky cheese, it's like the proper cheese, the cheese that has a bit of eaten in it. Adding all these together, you can do the maths yourself, I already did them for you, it's 2025 calories with 136 grams of protein. Now if you want to download this yourself, print it off and staple it to your pillow at night so that you can sleep better, I don't know, just click the link is in the description if you want it. Also, if you want some one-to-one support with your nutrition, I also have the link there to apply to work with either me or my partner for coaching. You can do that too. And if you want to see an example of another meal plan that has maybe better nutrition designed for an office worker, you can click this video here to have a look at that.